everybody. Today we're going to make our own homemade hand sanitizer. So let's get started. For those that are here for the first time, I'm Bekka Laurent and I'm here to empower you with knowledge of easy, cost-effective changes for yourself and your family, providing the tools needed to make life healthier naturally. And today we're going to make our own herbal-based hand sanitizer. And what you'll need is a spray jar, but if you don't have a spray jar, just continue to watch this. I'll show you a little tip. I also have another type of jar that goes with the tip. And then you will want some apple cider vinegar. You'll want some cinnamon sticks. And then you'll want some clove. That's clove. You should be able to find the cinnamon sticks and the cloves in the spice area of your grocery store. That's why I chose this, because you should be able to find these ingredients at almost any grocery store. So easy peasy. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our apple cider vinegar, which when we are ingesting the vinegar, I like using the vinegar with mother in it. It's just a healthier vinegar. But since this is topical, I chose to go with the cheap stuff. So this is, I just got this from Walmart. So it's just regular cheap apple cider vinegar, and I choose apple cider over vinegar, white vinegar itself, because it has a better smell to it, and once it dries on your skin, you don't have that vinegar smell to it, so you're not going to smell like a salad. So I'm going to start off with my jar. It could actually be just a regular old mason jar. It can be any type of jar or equipment that can hold vinegar. I wouldn't use a metal one because vinegar and metal react. And I really wouldn't like using a plastic one, but if that's all you have, then so be it. Let's move on. All right, so this is my bottle that I use for hand sanitizer by the sink for the kids whenever they want or need to use hand sanitizer. And it's really simple to make. So I've got my funnel and I'm just using that to pour the apple cider vinegar in about to where the shoulder is to the bottle. Okay, I got my apple cider vinegar in there. So this is just straight up apple cider vinegar at the moment. Now, cinnamon sticks. I do realize that there is a true cinnamon stick and a false cinnamon stick, or a cheaper stick. In this case, it's really not necessary to differentiate between the two. If it says cinnamon stick, it'll be good enough for what we're using it for. Cinnamon is antimicrobial, which means that it gets rid of the bad bugs. So it is a natural ingredient that you can use as a hand sanitizer. And just in case, I don't recall if I mentioned apple cider vinegar is as well. So it's a twofer at the moment. So I'm just taking my cinnamon sticks, breaking it up to where it will fit into the jar. Since I had a long one, I just put both broken pieces in there. And then I will take about 3 or 4 clove. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Put 4 clove in there. And you know what? I got the makings of hand sanitizer right here. All right. So I had mentioned that you can use any type of jar, right? So what I'm going to do is, I don't want to put a lid over this because it just makes it harder for the kids. And then whenever you go to pour it, it's going to pour out everywhere. The kids are going to be using too much. So over the years, I've come up with this little ingenious reinvention, I guess you could call it. So you take a piece of fabric, and this is just plain muslin fabric, unbleached. It was just one that I had in my closet, or my fabric closet. And then you take another piece of fabric. You can use yarn. You could actually use rubber band if you wanted to, but or if you had it. But I don't have a rubber band, so I'm just going to use a little piece of fabric that I have torn. And then look at there. I have now got a pour spout. And this is dry, so it's not pouring as well, but there you go. So now you can see it pouring. That's it. So this particular hand sanitizer, you would want to either warm it up. You could warm up the apple cider vinegar and then put your ingredients in it. And then in a couple of hours, by the time it cools down, it should be good enough to use. I just make it and then put it in the windowsill above my sink. And then in a couple of days, it's simulated into one. It'll start creating a better functioning hand sanitizer. But that is having to make it sit there for a couple of days. So like I said, you could warm up the apple cider vinegar, put the cinnamon and clove in it, and then in a couple of hours you would actually have hand sanitizer. Now with essential oils, you could use essential oils, yes, but oil and vinegar don't mix well, so you would need a carrier to dilute your essential oils anyway. So like an oil. Yeah. Makes sense, doesn't it? So you would need a carrier oil, and like I said, oil and vinegar doesn't mix, so it wouldn't do very well in this situation. So we made the hand sanitizer for the house, but you want to carry it with you to town, right? And during cold and flu season, you want to have something with you. I do not use any commercial bought hand sanitizer, and the reason is most of them are made with isopropyl alcohol. Isopropyl alcohol actually damages your skin cells, which then again allows contaminants or things that you don't want to get into your body. It could allow it to go through your skin directly into your bloodstream. So I do not use isopropyl alcohol whatsoever. It is damaging to your skin. It's damaging to your lungs, and it dries out your skin as well. But you know, there are other things in other hand sanitizers that you definitely don't want to be introducing into your, there are some ingredients in some of the hand sanitizers that are known or suspected endocrine disruptors, and we definitely don't need that in our body or our life either. That is why I do not use commercial hand sanitizers. And also, they have not even proven that any of these hand sanitizers do better than soap and water. That's why I like using my own herbal-based sanitizers, because the ingredients that I use in my sanitizers are reputable herbs that have been used for centuries in and around the body. So we know how they're going to react. All right, so for carrying, I want to make basically the same thing, but I'm going to do it in a small bottle. So this is a spray bottle that I got for a couple of bucks at the health food store. You could also use traveling bottles, like a travel kit from the dollar store or Walmart you can get for $1 or $2. And it comes in, usually it comes in about 3 different bottles. It's just that I like using glass, especially when I'm using an acidic like apple cider vinegar. Because the vinegar can degrade the plastic, and also me carrying it around on my purse like I intend to do, that's going to degrade the plastic faster than plastic would normally degrade. So that's why I am using a glass spray bottle in this instance. But I do have a tip on protecting the bottle, and I will show you. So I have my little funnel, And I'm just putting it in there. I'm going to put a little bit of apple cider vinegar. It's basically making it the same way as I had made in my bigger jar. So I have filled it up to about the neck. And that just gives a little bit of breathing room for the other ingredients. And then I will take just enough cinnamon to put into the jar. You don't need much. And then I'm going to take about 2 cloves and put in my jar. 1, 2. And voila. I have made my hand sanitizer. Again, like I said with the big jar, if you need to use this immediately, then heat up the apple cider vinegar. Be careful, you don't have to boil it. Just heat it up and put it in there. It will allow the cinnamon and clove to assimilate into the apple cider vinegar a little faster, and you can use it a little faster. But I am just going to put these, I just have this cinnamon. There we go. I just have the cinnamon and clove floating in there, and as I carry it around, it's going to heat up and assimilate over time. And like I said, all 3 of these ingredients are antimicrobial, which means that it gets rid of all the bad bugs. So everything in here is good to sanitize your hands. So I had mentioned that this is a glass jar, and I don't want to be carrying glass, especially on the outside of my purse, like I'm going to, all over the place and then drop it or whatever. But being I'm going to carry this on the outside, I need a carrying container anyway. So this is my carrying container. This is just a crocheted bag. It is just a double crochet. Only took me about a half an hour to make. I just made it the bottom the same size, and then voila. So this string right here is actually looped all the way around, and I don't know if you can see that I have made it to where it will sit above the neck, right? So whenever I tie this, so I tie that, and it's tied tight. So now I have a protective cover all the way around my glass spray bottle. And then I'm going to tie this to my purse. And then whenever I need it, I can just spray it. There we go. Traveling hand sanitizer. And the cost of this, cheap. I'm talking less than $2-3. The cost is in the jar itself, and you can reuse the jar over and over and over again. But there you go. There is the herbal hand sanitizer. So that's all I've got for you today. Stay tuned for other videos that I have in the making for this series. I am going to be talking about herbal cleaning supplies to keep you healthy throughout the winter for cold and flu season. So if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And I will leave the recipe in the description section below. And be sure to check out the videos that I have for you next. I will see you again soon, and until then, get healthy, be happy, and herbal on!